Viewers, over the last 2 days, we've seen the ecosystem shed tears for Khamenei, and that is getting bigger and bizarre now. Let's talk about the misplaced rage of this ecosystem. They seem to have their priorities all mixed up, all twisted. It's like they are always grabbing the wrong end of the stick, and it's not by accident. Viewers, it's driven by vote bank politics. All of this is calculated. It is driven by appeasement and a blind spot when it comes to the real threats facing India. Let me tell you about the latest drama that is happening. Just look at the pictures on your screen. The lobby is mourning the killing of Ayatollah Khamenei. Tears are being shed. Condemnations are pouring in. And now after Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi voiced their outrage, it is Mehbooba Mufti's turn in the spotlight. She goes out, burns effigies of Donald Trump and Netanyahu. Can you believe it? She's shedding tears for a tyrant like Khamenei, calling him a martyr or whatever. Viewers, even if we were to buy into their logic that Trump and Netanyahu have blood on their hands and deserve this kind of, condemnation, let's try and flip the script and ask some hard questions about their record, the lobby's record. Did this ecosystem burn effigies of Osama bin Laden after he masterminded the 9/11 attacks on America? Thousands died. The world changed forever. But where was this rage? What about the 26/11 Mumbai attacks? Pakistani terrorists slaughtered innocent people in Mumbai. Did they burn effigies of Pakistani generals or people from the deep state, ISI chiefs, etc.? Absolutely not. Instead, we heard calls for restraint, dialogue, what not. Did this lobby burn effigies of Burhan Wani, the Hizbul commander, who became a poster boy for terrorism in Kashmir? He was responsible for spreading terror and chaos. But the ecosystem romanticized him, called him a freedom fighter, etc., etc. Some even attended his funeral procession, viewers. So forget Burhan. What about Afzal Guru, the convicted terrorist behind the parliament attack? Did the lobby burn his effigy? No, they protested his execution, shouted slogans in his support on campuses, and turned him into a symbol of injustice. Yes. And don't get me started on Pulwama and Pahalgam, viewers. The ecosystem never demanded justice. They were advocating for talks with Pakistan, even as our soldiers' blood was still fresh on the ground. Viewers, this lobby is silent on the terror that bleeds India every day. And then they pull up these stunts. When a foreign tyrant like Khamenei meets his end, suddenly it's time for tears and effigy burning. And we know why they're doing this, because votes dictate their tears. It's all about appeasement politics, pandering to certain vote banks that might sympathize with these figures. Viewers, look at the latest example. The Congress party's outrage, and that's the post over an American attack on an Iranian ship. First pictures have come in. They are demanding that the Modi government respond. Respond to what? It did not happen in Indian waters. And if you see the pictures of the submarine attack on the ship with the tweet on your screen, you will understand what I am talking about. It had nothing to do with us. Why should India jump into this mess? But no, they want to drag us in, probably to score brownie points with their base. This just tells you, viewers, their lopsided priorities. Always quick to condemn actions against certain regimes, but absolute silence when it comes to condemning the terror that hits home. Viewers, this ecosystem is not just misplaced in its rage. It is hypocritical to the core. They preach morality, but their actions betray a deep-seated bias. And I will not stop calling them out. I will do this till they are exposed. Sample the reactions.
जो हमारी दिल्ली में जो लीडरशिप है, जो इस मुल्क की लीडरशिप है, उन्होंने कंडेम नहीं किया इसको, उन्होंने वहां के लोगों को कंडोलेंस नहीं किया। तो कम से कम ये जो शैतानी ताकतें हैं, चाहे वो नेतन्याहू हो या चाहे वो ट्रंप हो, तो हमने आपके सामने उनका पुतला जलाया।
ईरान एक ताकत है और इसको स्वीकारने में अमेरिका ने और इजराइल ने गलती कर दी। मुझे नहीं लगता कि वो ईरान का उस तरह से खात्मा कर पाएंगे जिस तरह से इराक में, लीबिया में या उन और जगहों पर वो कर पाए थे। वहां के हालात और वहां के लोगों का डेडिकेशन वो बिल्कुल अलग है।
Let's open this up. Shehzad Poonawala, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Tehseen Poonawala, Tushar Gupta, Imran Ahmad Ali, IP Singh Ji, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Haji Rangrez, Ravi Srivastav Ji. Tehseen, Mehbooba Mufti's effigy burning stunt comes a day after Sonia Gandhi's letter, Rahul Gandhi's endorsement of that letter. Why are, people of this ecosystem, opposition, whatever you want to call it, mourning the death of Khamenei? Why?
Pranesh, thank you for having me on the show. As a nationalist Indian, I am neither on the side of Iran or Israel. I'm on the side of my nation. But if a person who was a friend of India, and I know that I will give you several examples, you'll give me several examples of where Iran raised issues against India in UN, I'll give you examples of where Iran helped India. Leave all of this aside. Last year we'll talk about, Iran made an exception for India by getting students out, helping us get students out last year. This year that exception has gone from the Strait of Hormuz, only Chinese vessels are allowed to go. We may be bad, we are in opposition, we may be bad, we are terrible, we are the ecosystem, we are destructive. American submarines are in our neighborhood. Sinking ships in our neighborhood, in our area of influence. Are we okay with this? The point that I'm trying to make is that Iran continues to be a friend of India. You may not like the leadership, and I accept that. And I stand by my prime minister. But in a democracy, there's a right to protest. I understand some of these protests have been stupid. Somebody saying, I will take a sword and fight for Iran is stupid, because what are you going to do, sister, in a fight between nukes? In a fight between missiles. I agree with that. But it's a right to protest. That's what makes India so great.
1 minute,
that we can come every night.
Right to protest. People were protesting for Hidma. People were protesting for Afzal Guru. You know the others in that, on that list. Right to protest is one thing. But you see, even if you were to talk about this latest incident that has happened, the sinking of this Iranian ship, Iran gave a distress call to Sri Lanka, to Colombo, not to New Delhi. But Mr. Kheda wants Narendra Modi to respond.
Let me put two things out. Hidma, Afzal Guru, Yaqub Menon were enemies of India. If you, Pranesh, on this show tell me that the Iranian supreme leader was, and I'm telling you, I think that Iran's been left on its own. It's a war for Iran to fight. But I'm asking you a question. Is India not friends with Iran today? If it is, in my opinion, allow me to finish, please, I'll just take 10 seconds. In my opinion, there was somebody with whom we had a warm equation. Our Prime Minister did meet him, accepted their highest award. We could have put out a sentence of condolences. And if people want to protest his killing, that's fine. He was not an enemy of India. Let's be clear on that. The enemy of Israel is not the enemy of India. The enemy of Iran is not the enemy of India. India has its own sovereign policy.
Has India, see, now you answer your own question. Has India said Iran is our enemy nation?
So then why is the problem?
We are talking to the Iranian government. Jai Shankar has held talks with the Iranian foreign minister. What is the problem? Why does the Congress party now want India to send a platoon to, on the ground in Tehran there? Is that what you want? Will the Congress leaders volunteer? Tushar, I'll come. Oh, okay. In fact, Shehzad, before I come to you, let Tushar answer what Tehseen has said so far.
Let's be very clear about a few things. It's not in our neighborhood, it's international waters. Just because it happened near Sri Lanka and in the Indian Ocean, it still remains international waters. It does not become the headache of the government of India. Number two, Tehseen is saying Iran is our friend, we should go out and support them. Support them how? Is the Congress today actually advocating that the Indian Navy should guard the Iranian Navy through the Indian Ocean to the Gulf of Oman, to the Strait of Hormuz, to back home? Do they want the Indian Navy to be in the line of fire? Number three, why is the Congress batting so hard for Iran more than the Muslims in the Gulf countries? The Muslims in Iran are themselves saying that we were under a regime that strangled fundamental rights, that strangled women's rights, that strangled the right to live. And the Congress is coming out batting for Khamenei as if he was one of their voters. Pranesh, it's all dictated by appeasement politics so much that if today the Congress leaders, the ones on social media, they had a boat, they would sail to Strait of Hormuz, block the choke point on behalf of Iran and say this is a vessel flying under the flag of Sonia Gandhi.
They will not even go to Jantar Mantar. You can give them whatever you want, but I am telling you, Tushar, try and give them the ship or anything else. Shehzad?
Now let me deconstruct Tehseen's argument one by one, logic by logic. Tehseen said that Iran has made exceptions for us in many cases. Therefore, Iran is not an enemy country. Iran should be viewed as a friend. By that same parameter, Israel, despite not having formal relations with India, backed India completely in 65, backed India completely in 71, backed India completely in 99, but his party, his favorite party, continues to abuse Israel. We are to always for two-state solution, but who says don't have any relations with Israel? The Congress party. Then Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla says that Mr. Khamenei was not an enemy of India. I am not here to sit in judgment of a civilian from any country that whether he's an enemy or not, but the tweets of Mr. Khamenei on the CA, on 370, on issues like Muslims in India are under persecution are there for everyone to see. Is that not violation of sovereignty of India that somebody sitting in Iran is commenting on domestic matters of India? Should we be taking that lying down? And Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you that if India should be putting its interests first, we have 95 lakh to 1 crore people in Gulf nations. And we have huge relations and trade with those countries also. Those countries have also suffered victims because of the violence and the hostilities. Should we not secure the interests and the safety of Indians first in that region? So today, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Congress party does not want to take stand of Iran or Musliman. They actually want to create a situation where the lives of Indians are put to threat. Let me explain to you. Who's burning these posters for Shias? Mehbooba Mufti. Between 1989 to 2023, mark my words, not a single Shia could take out procession in streets of Srinagar. It was after the abrogation of 370 that the Tazia of Muharram could be taken out. You are friend of Shia suddenly. In Lucknow from 1970s onwards to 1998 till the time Vajpayee Sarkar came, Shia Sunni riots were at the peak and therefore no Muharrams of Shias could be taken out. You are talking about Shia interest today, suddenly. But I want to ask now certain question. Those who are burning the poster of Mr. Netanyahu and Trump, OIC out of 57 countries, how many have supported Iran? Not more than 5. Burn the effigies of those 55 countries, 45 countries also. Muslim World League sitting in Riyadh has condemned Iran. Burn the poster of Muslim World League from Riyadh also, if you have the guts, Mehbooba Mufti. This is not about Musalman, it is not about Iran, it is not about Insan, it is about vote bank ki dukan. Finally, I'll tell you why. There are certain people affiliated with PDP. Just ask them. Children of Afghanistan are not important. Bombed by Pakistan to smithereens. And people of UAE, they are also Muslims who have been killed by the attacks by Iran. Are they not to be condemned? Now please tell me why you are selective. Why is Tehseen Poonawalla's leader saying speak up for hostilities in Iran, but not for what has happened to UAE, to Saudi, to Kuwait? Please tell me.
Tehseen, think of what how you're going to respond to this. Let me bring in Elnaz Norozi. Needs no introduction. She's an actor, Iranian actor. Elnaz, thank you for joining us on Times Now. I'm sure you're aware of the commentary around Ayatollah Khamenei's death. Now, many people in India are shedding tears for his death. They are saying, look, he was killed by the Americans, the Israelis. Iranian women, not just in Tehran, but across the world, have been celebrating his death. They think that this is their moment of freedom. Would you shed some light on the tyrant that he was, of his brutal ways?
Hi, thank you for having me. Yes, I can. And I think the main reason why people in India or anybody who supports him or wants to send condolences to Iran that actually nobody in Iran really wants to hear is because probably these people are very, very uninformed about what kind of a person he was. They just look at him as this religious leader, and because he shares the same religion, they imagine and they think that because of that, he was a good human being. But I always say, especially because he was a Muslim, all other Muslims right now should come together and condemn the things that he has done to the people of Iran and to the people of many, many other countries. All of the proxies that he had, Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis, they were all funded by the Islamic Republic of Iran, which were taking directly orders from the supreme leader, who was Ali Khamenei. So as sorry as I am for the people who are mourning his death, they just do not know who he was. They have never lived under his leadership. They have never lived in a country that he was leading and oppressing, where he killed multiple, thousands of people, thousands of Iranian people, where child marriage is allowed. In Iran, you're allowed to marry a 9-year-old girl. In Iran, we have had many, many protesters, female protesters, who were taken away. And if they were virgins, they were raped first and then executed, because virgins do not get into heaven. So they would rape them first and then they would kill them. These are a few things that I am mentioning right now. If I were to sit here and mention all of the atrocities that have happened under his leadership, it would take us hours. But what I want to do is to make sure that we let the world know. I understand that people didn't know anything about what he was doing because they did an extremely amazing job with secluding Iran and Iranians from the world. Our voices were never heard. The Iranians have been screaming out loud for 47 years, but nobody really paid any attention to them. The reason why there is attention being paid to this matter now is because America and Israel have come in. Otherwise, on January 8th and 9th, there were more than 50,000 protesters who died because of the regime forces. The IRGC and the Basij were shooting straight at peaceful protesters. This is not the first time the Iranian people are saying we do not want this leadership. This is not the first time people are protesting, and this is not the first time that people are dying. In 2022, I'm sure you all remember Mahsa Amini, who died in the custody of the morality police. The Iranians were outraged again, saying we do not want this regime, we do not want this oppression, we do not want this dictatorship, we do not want to fund terrorists with our tax monies and with our oil monies. We do not want to be the country that creates so much unrest in the Middle East. But nobody is listening to the Iranians. Right. Nobody knows what really is going on.
And we know after Mahsa Amini's death, people who came out in protest on the streets, even they were roughed up, assaulted, put behind bars. Just stay with us, Elnaz. You know, some of the things that you've said, I want to put that across to our panelist, Imran Ahmad Ali. Imran, you just heard Elnaz. She knows a thing or two about the brutal ways of this man. But the ecosystem here is completely disconnected from the reality.
First, I think Shehzad's and Tushar's arguments completely negated each other, because this is not an ecosystem voting in favor. One second, let me finish. Let me at least start first. It is not a Muslim, anti-Muslim issue at all. A nation that was born from the ideals of non-violence cannot go silent when violence speaks. My only problem is one today. Article 2, Sub-Article 4 of the United Nations Charter specifically says the United Nations Charter bans the use of force against the territorial integrity of any state and political independence of a state. Political head of state is the worst man in this entire world. Okay, agreed, I give it to you. But tell me what? When a girls' school is bombed, where girls 116 number between the ages of 7 to 12 are killed. The photographs are on television.
Why I get the drift of your argument, Imran. Why, you know, one minute. You're talking about the school girls and the attack on the school in which you're saying that, girls have lost their lives, young children have lost their lives. Did you hear, Elnas, carefully the kind of things that the women had to suffer under Ayatollah Khamenei? Where was this, righteous indignation, this rage? Why were people not burning effigies of Khamenei then, when he was brutalizing women? When this so-called morality police in Tehran was running riot? Where was the rage then? Simple question.
Simple question is that the rage where she is standing from is completely justified. However, you cannot justify one wrong with the other. And the same regime, when you continued millions of dollars of investments in the Chabahar port, what happened then, Pranay? Why is this double standard today? That
There is no double standard. You can't change your neighbors. You can't change the world map. You can't. Now, Elnaz is saying something, then I bring in Tushar.
I am saying it is extremely infuriating how just 2 months back, many children died. Many children, we have pictures, we have videos, we have proof as to how the regime has fired into the faces of 8-year-olds and 6-year-olds. Where was this person who was saying these things right now? Where was this person on the 8th and 9th of January and the rest of January when I was posting about it, and the rest of February when I was posting about it, and before that when I was posting about it, when I was the only voice constantly saying there are people dying in Iran? These people who are talking about the school in Iran right now, where were those people?
Imran, where were you?
Question can only be asked to Pranay because he is the one holding the show today. He is the one who should have had the show in January.
It cannot be on Sir, 1 minute. If I don't know, 1 minute. So, Mehbooba Mufti does not wait for my show to burn effigies. You have social media. Show me a post where you are outraging about the brutality that was inflicted on the children there. Jawab nahi hai, Shehzad?
Just 20 seconds more, because he said that because we are a nation born out of non-violence, so we should take a stand on everything, irrespective of whether it suits our national interest. The national interest is prime. I want to ask just one simple question. Good or bad leader? Gaddafi was killed in 2011. Show me official statement of Government of India. Saddam Hussein was hung. UPA was in power. Show me official statement of Government of India. In fact, in the name of WMD, in a Shia Iraq, the United States went into that country. George Bush was the one behind it. And Mr. Manmohan Singh said, George Bush, you are the best thing to happen to India. And apart from that, Congress did Volcker scam. You know what was Volcker scam? Oil for food coupon scam. So Congress party took coupons for the food, for oil. And they were selling it and making money. And then Natwar Singh had to resign. The Congress party was profiteering out of the misery of people of Iraq instead of taking any stand on it. But having said that, I want to ask one last question of Mr. Imran Ali. Imran Ali, can you show me one tweet of yours when you have said, I condemn Hamas for putting babies in microwaves and killing them?
If you're asking me whether I should put a tweet or not, my social media is not public. I'm not somebody like
Wonderful.
You. Wonderful.
Sir, you are not public here also.
Imran, no, then I'm sorry to say, listen, Imran, 1 minute. Imran, 1 minute. Now, that can't be your excuse. By that logic, you should just stay home. Don't come on TV debates then. Don't even say anything.
No, Jewish children should be put in microwaves and killed.
Shehzad, learn to listen also. What about the New Delhi Declaration of 2003 by the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government?
Sir, geopolitics, no, changes by the minute. You protect your national interest. 1 minute. Tehseen, last evening we were discussing Sonia Gandhi's letter where she invokes morality. And I gave 3-4 examples. You know what China does to the Uyghur Muslims? Have the Congress leaders taken a principled stand on the treatment of Muslims by Xi Jinping? Do you know how Saudi Arabia treats the Shias? Have we said anything to Saudi Arabia? We were playing cricket with Pakistan, watching the cricket match when the Pakistani dictator Pervez Musharraf, who also became the president, was in India. Dr. Manmohan Singh, Pervez Musharraf, and possibly Sonia Gandhi in the same bulletproof enclosure. Morality was all gone there. You've muted yourself. Then you will blame me.
No, I don't blame you. We've gone to Pakistan. I don't want to go there because then I'll go to Operation Sindoor and the Asia Cup, which was not an ICC tournament, which I opposed. First of all, nobody was one person. I think Ayatollah, personally, I think, was not a great human being. I have friends from Iran. I have very good personal friends from Iran. And I have several posts condemning the Iranian regiment and the Iranian government. But Pranesh, let me expose the hypocrisy out here. So please don't speak on behalf of 1.4 million Indians, 1.4 billion Indians. The fact of the matter is, Pranesh, you said that currently the government of India is engaging with Iran. These are your words, Pranesh, and I agree with your words. I also agree with your words that national interest comes first. I totally agree with you. Now, the current supreme leader of Iran is somebody I predicted on 1st March, my tweets are there, will be Mojtaba, the son of the Ayatollah who was assassinated. It is the same F regime. So for everything that El-Nas has gone through, it's the same regime India is engaging with. Now, allow me to finish. If you're engaging with it, don't call me a hypocrite. All right? I'm very clear about it. I think what happened in Iran is terrible. I stood up that 7th October was terrible. Hamas is a terrorist organization. I actually have a security threat for the steps I've taken against Hamas. And somebody who trolls Shehzad has put my life in threat. But let's be very clear. When we're talking about national interest, it's away from what the people of Iran face. I stand by the people of Iran today. It is up to them to bring a revolution. They must get democracy.
Now 1 minute. This rhetorical flourish that you've now deployed is all fine. You know, it looks good. But there is no substance in what you are saying. By this logic, Tehseen, the Congress party should not be advocating for talks with Pakistan. What has Pakistani establishment up to? What have they been up to? Do you know? They patronize terror against India. Then which is why I told Imran that geopolitics, it changes by the minute. You keep your national interest first, etc., etc. Now, El-Nas has to go, but before she leaves the broadcast, El-Nas, one final thing, if you could, if you wanted to, if you were to try and convince this ecosystem here that is still in denial about Khamenei's track record, what would you tell them?
Well, you cannot be in denial of something that is right there. It's written everywhere. Thank God we live in a time right now, 2026, there is ChatGPT, there is Google. You can Google everything. You can find out everything. There is a track of what Iranians have been going through for 47 years. And I just heard him saying it's up to the Iranians to get their country back and whatever. Iranians have been trying to get their country back since 47 years. And there have been crackdowns after crackdowns after crackdowns after. There are millions of families who have lost their children, who have lost their mothers, who have lost their fathers, who have lost their sisters, who have lost their brothers. Because what happens when we Iranians go on the road and we protest and we say we want our country back, we want a regime change, they shoot at us. There is no other way to get our country back. Why do you think it's been taking 47 years? And why do you think the Iranians are happy when now we're getting bombed? Nobody is happy about getting bombed. Nobody wants war. We don't want war either. This war could have never happened. And it can be stopped right now as well. Who is at fault? Who is the reason why so many people are still dying? There have been conversations after conversations after conversations about stopping the nuclear bombs. Why does the Iranian regime need a nuclear bomb? The Iranian people don't want it. Why do you say death to America? Why do you say death to Israel? I do not care who they are. Death to nobody. For 47 years, when I used to go to school, they would make me stand in a line and they would make everybody chant death to America. This is what they teach the children in Iran. This is what they teach the children in Palestine. And this needs to be stopped. Have you ever heard of R2P? Responsibility to protect? This is what America and Israel are doing right now. They're protecting the children, the people of Iran. And yes, they have their own interests. You think we're stupid? You think we don't know that they're doing this for their own interests? But our interests are aligned because there is a terrorist regime who is killing children. They are stationed. The IRGC is stationed in schools in Iran right now. So that when they're being bombed, they can go out and cry and say, oh, Israel is bombing our schools. And the school that you spoke about, the IRGC has come out and told them, they themselves have said it was our missile which went wrong. There are videos out on the internet where you can see the missile, the Iranian missile go up, but it's so badly done. Right. Everything, it's so badly done that it just went and fired onto the school. It was the Iranian missile.
Thank you, Elnas, for underlining what the world already knows, something that the ecosystem must remind itself. Thank you for your time. हाजी रंगरेज, एलनास को सुना आपने, उन्होंने वो सफर किया है, लेकिन आप लोग झंडा उठाए हुए।
नहीं, तो हम तो झंडा उठा रहे हैं, मगर हमारी भारत सरकार, जो हमारे मोदी जी हैं, वो कायर निकले, भगोड़े निकले। उन्होंने अभी तक एक भी बार जो खमेनी साहब का जो जिस तरीके से उनको मारा गया, उनके लिए खंडन तक नहीं किया, एक ट्वीट तक नहीं किया। तो ये दिखाता है कि हमारी जो फॉरेन पॉलिसी है वो किस तरीके से तहस नहस हो चुकी है। जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हुआ था तो मोदी जी के साथ कोई खड़ा नहीं हुआ था, और 2 दिन पहले इजराइल गए थे मोदी जी, उसके बाद तुरंत ये हमला हो गया।
अच्छा हाजी रंगरेज साहब, आप क्योंकि ये ध्यान रखते हैं कौन किसके साथ खड़ा हुआ है और कौन कहां बैठा है, मुझे ये बताइए, अभी ईरान के साथ कितने सो कॉल्ड मुस्लिम देश खड़े हैं या बैठे हैं साथ में?
नहीं, उनके साथ सो कॉल्ड देश खड़े ना हो, मगर
नहीं,
देश
नहीं, अभी आप बोल रहे थे ना इंडिया के साथ कोई खड़ा नहीं हुआ, ईरान के साथ कौन खड़ा है और आप लोग क्यों खड़े हैं? क्योंकि वोट मिल जाएगा।
चीन खड़ा है, रूस खड़ा है, क्यों नहीं खड़े? बहुत सारे देश खड़े हैं। आप कैसी बातें करते हैं?
आपको पता है हाजी रंगरेज, आपको पता है चाइना में जो जिस चीन की बात कर रहे हैं, वह उस चीन ने चुन चुन के मुसलमानों के साथ क्या किया है? नहीं पता तो पढ़ लीजिए। भी एलनास कह के गई है, चैट जीपीटी, गूगल सब यूज कीजिए और सिंपल से पूछिए, ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ मुस्लिम्स अंडर शी जिनपिंग, बस इतना ही लिखना है आपको, और फिर जो जवाब आएगा वो पढ़ के जब दूसरी बार आप आएंगे तब हम बात करेंगे। तुषार,
this panelist just spoke of foreign policy. Does he even know that the Russians are willing to supply India and China with additional crude because the Strait of Hormuz is blocked? These people are today talking about sovereignty, and they stand for a leader, Rahul Gandhi, who goes out in Western nations and says, please help us in removing Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister. Why aren't you interfering in the Indian democracy today? These people will lecture us on sovereignty. And look at Haji Rangre's here. He's saying those so-called nations. Now Haji Rangre's will give license to the Gulf nations if they're Muslim enough or not. I mean, this is like really epic proportion kind of delusion here that's going on, Pranesh. The bottom line here, it's all about vote appeasement. I'm glad Rahul Gandhi is not the Prime Minister right now, or else the foreign policy of this nation would have a filter of minority appeasement on it, which would be disastrous for India.
Just 10 seconds. देखिए, मैं तो आज बड़ा खुश हो गया हाजी का स्टेटमेंट सुन के। हाजी साहब का प्रीडिस्पोजिशन अगेंस्ट मोदी है वो तो पता ही है, पर सऊदी अरेबिया जहां पर मक्का मदीना आता है, जो सारे मुसलमानों के लिए सबसे पाक है, उन्होंने तो ईरान को कंडेम किया है। उन्होंने खमेनी की डेथ को कंडेम नहीं किया है। आज मक्का मदीना जहां स्थित है उसको इन्होंने कायर बोला है। आज इन्होंने 40-45 और मुस्लिम देशों को कायर बोला है। 2005, 6 और 9 में यूपीए की सरकार ने ईरान के खिलाफ वोट किया था तो मरहूम मनमोहन सिंह को कायर बोला है। गद्दाफी की मृत्यु पर कुछ नहीं बोला था उस समय पर, उस समय की सरकार, तो सोनिया गांधी को कायर बोला है। और कायरता उनके राजनीतिक डीएनए में तो है, कच्चा तीवू दे देना, अमेरिका का दबाव आए तो न्यूक्लियर टेस्ट ना करना, मोस्ट फेवर्ड नेशन पाकिस्तान को दे देना। पर तहसीन पूनावाला इज वेरी क्लेवर बाय हाफ, डोंट गेट ट्रैप्ड इनटू हिम। नाउ आई वांट टू आस्क 2 क्वेश्चंस टू तहसीन पूनावाला। तहसीन पूनावाला, वी आर नॉट सिलेक्टिव, वी हैव टेकन स्टैंड फॉर टेरिटोरियल सॉवरेंटी ऑफ ऑल नेशंस, ईरान हो या यूएई हो। But you tell me, where is Rahul Gandhi's, Sonia Gandhi's condemnation on the violence that has taken place on UAE, Saudi, Indians that are living in various other parts of the Gulf nations, which include many Kerala people. Kerala people are there. So are you saying that the safety of those Keralites is not important for you? Point number 1. And point number 2, Tehseen Poonawala, please tell me that why is it that the Congress party has said that Khamenei's death has not been condemned? Is very wrong. Khamenei's regime was in power when Indira Gandhi was assassinated in 84. You show me if the Islamic regime had condemned the killing of Indira Gandhi.
So again, let me come to two very clear. Let me come to two very clear. I am very clear about it that no Muslim country, including Azerbaijan, which is a Shia country standing by Iran. In fact, Azerbaijan buys weapons from Israel. Integrity and sovereignty is the top priority for any nation. And to that point, I'm with my government. But the fact is, my government, which is has no plan with regards to the Middle East, where Indians are stuck. They have no plans with regards to the Strait of Hormuz. And with Tushar saying, oh, we'll get oil from Russia via Korea into China to India. Please, India has just said it will not buy Russian oil.
On that limited point about the safety of Indians in Middle East, that article by Sonia Gandhi, I have read it at least 3 times. Not that my comprehension is weak, but I was just trying to, dig deeper to see if it mentions anything about, the number of Indians in Middle East, how this the attack by Iran is going to affect them, etc., etc. It finds no mention.
The fact of the matter is that even if the opposition is not at this moment speaking about the Middle East as per you, which by the way they are raising the issue, what is the government doing to evacuate our Indians except for a few? That is, please allow me. I have still not got specific answers.
1 second.
I am told.
1 second.
Let him speak. Let him speak.
I must be allowed to speak. I am told by Tushar, my dear friend, that it's okay if
let him speak. Let him speak.
Must allow. I am told by Tushar, my dear friend, it's okay if there are submarines in our region of influence, even if it's international waters.
Let him divert. I'll come to you. Let him finish.
I will not divert. I will finish. I will answer everything. But you must give me. I cannot be stopped. It's okay if there are submarines in the Indian region of influence. It's okay if they drown an Iranian warship which had come for an Indian naval exercise on invitation of India. But hey, that time sovereignty is not to be questioned. Okay? It's okay that we have told American makers repeated we will not get oil from Russia, and we are the lowest purchasing of oil from Russia since March 2022. But that's okay. That's not sovereignty into threat. And yet the opposition is being asked about UAE and the Middle East.
Tehseen, you said what you wanted to. Tushar, I'll come to you after Shehzad.
The problem is that Tehseen Poonawalla and I have spent too much time for me to know all his tricks of the trade. I asked him a specific question that his most foremost leader Indira Gandhi was assassinated by Khalistanis. Did Islamic regime of that time condemn it? He has no answer to that. I asked him specific. Tehseen, 1 second. Now let me speak. I have told that India's stand is categorical. Territorial sovereignty and civilian casualty should be taken respect of. Now it is applying to Iran also. It is applying to UAE also. My government stand. But I have not seen one statement of Sonia Gandhi on any Indian safety in the entire Gulf region. No stand. But Tehseen Poonawalla, because you asked about oil and you asked about the safety of citizens, it is this government that did Operation Maitri, Operation Rahat, Operation Sankat Mochan, Vande Mataram, Devi Shakti Operation, Operation Ganga, getting people, thousands of people, crores of people from various parts of the world back home. You could not get 53 Indians after giving 93,000 soldiers in 1971. You are the one who's saying we used to first buy a lot of our oil from Iran. Today we buy it from 40 countries and we have 74 days strategic reserve. Never before have we had so much reserve.
There are people on the panel who haven't spoken. IP Singh ji hasn't spoken. Ravi Srivastava. Tushar, make your point quickly. Then I'm going to both of them.
I have to fact check Tehseen here. 2 fact checks rather. One, India's region of influence still does not mean it's not international waters. The incident happened in international waters. Number 2, he said about Russian crude and how it will come Korea, China. The Russian crude doesn't take the route of the Strait of Hormuz. Please understand that. Number 3, he's saying our Russian oil imports are at an all-time low. No, even in February, 20% of our crude came from Russia. It's not down to 0. We have pivoted to Russia before. We'll pivot again. That is what we have been saying since the India-US trade agreement was signed, that our Russian crude is not going to go. We are not giving up on Russian crude. I don't know why it's so hard to understand.
Okay. IP Singh ji, हमने एक इरानियन नेशनल को अभी सुना, आपने भी सुना ही होगा. उन्होंने पूरा एक, जिसको आप हिंदी में लोग कहते हैं कच्चा चिट्ठा, वो खोल दिया आयतुल्ला खामेनी का कि कैसे महिलाओं के साथ अत्याचार करता था वो. उसके बाद भी यहां महबूबा मुफ्ती, सोनिया गांधी, कांग्रेस के और नेता आंसू बहा रहे हैं खामेनी के लिए.
प्रणेश जी, टाइम्स नाउ टीवी के माध्यम से मैं समस्त देशवासियों को होली महापर्व की बधाई देता हूं और सुख शांति और संपन्नता देश में बनी रहे, ये कामना करता हूं. भारत जो है भगवान बुद्ध और महात्मा गांधी का देश है और 2006 में इराक के पूर्व राष्ट्रपति सदाम हुसैन को जब फांसी पर लटका दिया गया, उस समय भी ऑलमोस्ट जो आज स्थिति गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की है, ऐसे ही दो लाइन के ही मुझे लगता है कि एक बयान आया था। लेकिन जब हम खुमैनी के 47 इयर्स रेजिम का जब हम विरोध करते हैं तो फिर भारत भी तो उसी तरफ जा रहा है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 6-7 जो गल्फ के देश हैं उनसे बातचीत करी, लेकिन ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में इन देशों ने कभी एक फोन भारत को नहीं मिलाया कि भाई आपके साथ ऐसा हुआ, आपके इतने नागरिकों को आतंकवादियों ने मार दिया, आपके यहाँ ये ऐसी परिस्थितियां बार बार खड़ी हुई। और मुझे याद आता है कि मदद की जब बात होती है, 90 का दौर था जब इराक वार हो रहा था, और उस दौर में भी जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया थी, कांग्रेस की सरकार थी, बड़ी तादाद में 80-90 हजार लोगों को एयर इंडिया और उस समय ये इंडियन एयरलाइंस हुआ करती थी, उनको वापस लाया गया था। 1 करोड़ के करीब भारतीय नागरिक
वापस लाने का काम तो सरकार कर ही रही है, पहले भी किया है, अभी भी रेस्क्यू एफर्ट्स तो चल ही रहे हैं। आप जो ये बात कह रहे हैं, मेन बात क्या है आईपी सिंह जी? आप कहते हैं ना सवाल क्या है, सवाल क्या है? आप जिन मुस्लिम देशों की बात, पहले आप बोलते हैं कि नरेंद्र मोदी जो है वो मुसलमानों के खिलाफ है। जब आपसे कोई ये कहता है कि देखिए जितने भी इस्लामिक कंट्रीज हैं उन्होंने उनको अपना सिविलियन अवार्ड दिया है, फिर आप बोलते हैं नहीं नहीं इसका तो कोई मतलब नहीं होता है। अब आप ईरान के लिए आंसू बहा रहे हैं, लेकिन वही मुस्लिम कंट्रीज ईरान को अग्रेसर मान रहे हैं, कोई उनको कंडेम कर रहा है। बहरीन के एक मंत्री ने बोला अगर ईरान के लिए आंसू बहाना है तो वहां चले जाओ।
अब देखिए, ये तो कानून व्यवस्था का विषय है। गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह जी से सवाल होनी चाहिए कि अगर डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन हो रहा तो बिना भारत सरकार और राज्य सरकार
बहरीन के मंत्री ने बोला, यहाँ के नहीं बोला है आईपी सिंह जी। इसमें यहाँ के गृह मंत्री क्या करेंगे? अब क्या हो जाता आपको? रवि श्रीवास्तव जी।
प्रणेश, सबसे पहले तो मैं सबसे आखिरी आदमी हूं लाइन में बोलने के लिए। मेरा कहना है, ये आप जो कह रहे थे ना कि नरेंद्र मोदी मुसलमानों के खिलाफ हैं, तो कहां से आपने ये मुद्दा निकाला कि वो मुसलमानों के खिलाफ हैं? वो एक नंबर के मौका परस्त है, अपॉर्चुनिस्ट हैं। वो तो चुलिया मस्जिद में जाके चादर चढ़ाते हैं, वो तो अजमेर शरीफ पे भेज करके रिड्यूसर चादर चढ़वाते हैं वहां पे, वो तो बोरियों से मिलते हैं जा करके, वो तो सारे मुसलमान जो लीडर है उनसे मिलते हैं बैठ करके। वो कहां खिलाफ हो गए? वो तो सिर्फ मौका देखते हैं कि यहाँ पे मच्छी, मुर्गा, मुसलमान और ये अम्मी जान, अब्बा जान और ये 80-20, ये जब इलेक्शन का टाइम होता है तब वो आकर के थोड़ा नाटक करते हैं। बाकी वो मुसलमानों के बिल्कुल खिलाफ नहीं है, वो तो बिल्कुल एक नंबर के अपॉर्चुनिस्ट और मौका परस्त हैं। अब मैं थोड़ा ईरान पे बात कर लेता हूं। जो अभी अभी एक्टर आई थी वो बहुत अच्छी बातें कह करके गई। वो जो वहां का फासिस्ट रिजीम था, सारी दुनिया उसके बारे में जानती है, तो उस रिजीम को बदली करने की जिम्मेदारी तो ईरानियंस पर है। ये वहां पर हमला करके कौन सा ईरानियंस का भला कर रहे हैं? अब वहां पे रिजीम चेंज होगा जब वहां पे उन लोगों ने इंटरनली प्रोटेस्ट किया है, आयतुल्लाह खामेनी का असैसिनेशन हो गया। एक और चीज जानना चाहता हूं कि प्रोटेस्ट और मॉर्निंग, ये दो चीजें कैसे बराबर हो गई? अरे भाई, यहां प्रोटेस्ट कौन कर रहा है? मॉर्निंग है कि एक स्टेट हेड, एक स्पिरिचुअल लीडर का असैसिनेशन हुआ, लोग उसके ऊपर अपना शोक जाहिर कर रहे हैं। इसमें प्रोटेस्ट कहां से आ गया?
नहीं तो शोक तो फिर नहीं, एक मिनट, तो फिर देन सर रवि श्रीवास्तव जी, यू नो, you're senior enough to understand, then you should be mourning like the ecosystem has mourned the death of अफजल गुरु। टेररिस्ट है लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, हम तो मौन करेंगे बिकॉज वन लाइफ हैज बीन लॉस्ट। फांसी लगा दिया उनको, बुरहान वानी मार दिया, आतंकवादी था, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, स्टेट ऑफ मॉर्निंग रहेगा। शहजाद
नहीं, मौका परस्ती, अगर आप मौका परस्ती की बात कर रहे हैं तो मुझे एक बात, रवि जी, आई एम आस्किंग यू ओनली द क्वेश्चन that since you are talking about mauka parasti, please tell me that why we have voted against Iran in 2005, 6 and 9 and voted with America, because we were doing the Indo-US nuclear deal, and under pressure of United States we have opened up our civil nuclear facilities to the entire world for inspection permanently. So that is called mauka parasti. And today you are talking about this. Now Ravi ji, I want to ask you some question, because logical question can be asked of you. Should we be bothered about those places where 95 lakh Indians are there and they need our help? Or should we be bothered with that place where less than 5,000 Indians are there who are already being brought back? Please tell me which should be our first priority.
दोस्त के यहां से मंगा करके, अब्बास भाई के यहां से सेवई खाते थे अपने बचपन में, भूल गए?
अच्छा ऐसा है,
मुसलमानों के दुश्मन है वो।
अरे तो मैं कहा वो अच्छी बात है, तो कल से मत बोलना इस्लामोफोबिया एंड मोदी मुसलमानों का दुश्मन है, जेनोसाइड हो रहा है, अच्छी बात है, ये बातें याद रखना। पर मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि राहुल गांधी तो पक्के वाले मुसलमान है ना, तो पक्के वाले मुसलमान मक्का मदीना में जो हो रहा, मक्का मदीना का जो इलाका है सऊदी अरेबिया, उसमें बॉम्ब गिराए जाते, तो पक्के वाले मुसलमान क्यों नहीं बोल पा रहे हैं? अरे पक्के वाले मुसलमान जब यमन के बच्चे मारे जाते हैं तो क्यों नहीं बोल पाते हैं? पक्के वाले मुसलमान जब जिंजियांग प्रोविंस में मुसलमानों को मारा जाता है, मोहम्मद नाम नहीं रखने दिया जाता, क्यों नहीं बोलते? पक्के वाले मुसलमान अफगानिस्तान के बच्चे मारे जाते हैं पाकिस्तान के द्वारा, तब क्यों नहीं बोलते? ये तो टोपी लगा के पक्के वाले मुसलमान है ना रवि जी।
इमरान वांट्स टू रिस्पॉन्ड। इमरान
क्या रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे?
Okay. Shehzad, first, confusing two major issues. You try to say that condemnation, the lack of condemnation on a previous issue justifies today not condemning something which is not true.
I have not said that.
My only question. Okay, very good. You have
what I said.
Condemn.
No, let him speak. Let him. Let him speak.
But he's then rephrased.
That's okay.
I think what you used to is just speaking over other people. Learn how to listen also.
Imran ji, I don't need lectures from
one person at a time. Shehzad, you've asked him some questions. Please calm down. Imran.
If you talk about 2008, my only question today is one of double standards. When we talk about the Chabahar port, and we all know, I hope we all know on the panel, as to why India strategically invested in that port. A, if you've had a problem with the regime, and mind you, Narendra Modi also in 2016 visited the same head of state, and there are ample photographs available on the internet, which you can find if you take 30 seconds.
Imran, I am now losing my patience because, you know, I'm sorry to say you're not making sense. 1 minute. Are you saying, just think about what you're saying. Imran, Chabahar port, that decision was not taken because of the regime. It was done because of geography, because geopolitics, because of strategy. Tushar?
And thanks to them, Gwadar
सब यहाँ चबार पोर्ट की नहीं एक मिनट, यहाँ पर सब चबार पोर्ट की बात कर रहे हैं जैसे उस एरिया में और कोई इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है। फिर तो इंडिया मिडिल ईस्ट यूरोपियन कॉरिडोर की भी बात करिए, एंड लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द नेशंस दैट आर एक्टिव स्टेक होल्डर्स इन दैट कॉरिडोर एंड बेनिफिट इंडियाज इंटरेस्ट। इफ यू वांट टू एनालाइज इंडियाज पोजीशन ऑन ईरान टू द चाबहार पोर्ट, देन एनालाइज इंडियाज पोजीशन through the India Middle East European corridor also and the nations involved also. Why are you be selective in your understanding of the entire crisis? This is the hypocrisy I want to call out. ये एक पोर्ट को देख रहे हैं, बोरे देखे आप ईरान की साइड नहीं ले रहे, पूरा कॉरिडोर छोड़ रहे हैं, उसमें जो देश आते हैं उनको छोड़ रहे हैं। ये कैसे सिलेक्टिव है भाई?
नहीं, पोर्ट नहीं देख रहे हैं, गोल पोस्ट देख रहे हैं और उसको बदल रहे हैं। हाजी रंगरेज को फोन आ गया। हाजी साहब, कौन फोन पे आपको बता रहा है जवाब, अब अगला क्या देना है? ओके, the man is busy on a phone call. Tehseen?
What's the question? I would like to answer.
Now that you are going to answer my question, you know, Imran is now making this about Chabahar port.
Imran has completely misrepresented what I have said.
Please allow me.
1 second. Let me clarify. I never said that one thing in the past justifies a thing in the present. My point was that aap kare to chamatkar when you vote against Iran after saying that Iran was the best friend of India. But today when we have taken side of both sides, we have not taken side, we've taken side of peace. Then you are blaming us that we have gone against somebody. But you actually voted against Iran. We have not voted against Iran. We have taken the side of peace. And by the way, this Chabahar port issue comes up because your Chacha Nehru did not have the strategic vision as far as Gadar is concerned. So please, we are in these predicaments half of the times because of your first family.
And many in the Congress said that, look, Iran helped us to not internationalize Kashmir. They forget the Jawaharlal Nehru internationalized Kashmir.
Exactly.
And by the way, I want to viewers, you know, I want to in the next couple of hours and in the days to come see Mehbooba Mufti burning effigies of Osama bin Laden, of Parvez Musharraf, of Burhan Wani, of the stone pelters there, of all the others, you know, the worthies, people who were terror patrons, who were handing gloves. That will never happen because this is about votes and nothing else. Tushar, you think we'll ever see a day where she will burn effigies of these people?
No, Pranesh, my stand is again very clear. You give a fishing boat to the India alliance, they'll themselves sail to the choke point of the Strait of Hormuz and choose to defend Iran. That is how motivated they are right now to serve the cause of Iran, not the people of Iran,
right?
But Iran. There's a clear difference there.
Okay, we've run out of time. हाजी साहब, आपको गूगल करने बोला था, आपने तो फोन अ फ्रेंड कर लिया, जवाब मिला? चाइना क्या करता है मुस्लिम्स के साथ, मिला आपको जवाब?
सारी चीजों के जवाब लेके बैठे हैं। बिल्कुल मिल गया है जवाब प्रनेश भाई। हम तो लगातार इस बातों को उठा रहे हैं कि हमारी देश की जो फॉरेन पॉलिसी है वो बिल्कुल डेड हो चुकी है।
फॉरेन पॉलिसी डेड हो चुकी है, इकोनॉमी डेड हो चुकी है, डेमोक्रेसी डेड हो चुकी है। अगर कुछ जीवित है तो वह कांग्रेस पार्टी और कांग्रेस का भविष्य, बस वही बचा हुआ है। एवरीथिंग एल्स इन इंडिया इज डेड। वी हैव रन आउट ऑफ टाइम। द न्यूज आर विद नाविका कुमार ऑन द अदर साइड।